The next Saturday, iba na naman sila panel, magiging advisor na naman sila. Yung kanilang mga students naman ang magpo-present. So, ang question doon is, saan ka doon lulugar, no? For example, in my case, dalawa ang batch ko. The first batch, ang panel nila is Sir Garces and Sir Pangilinan. On the second batch, we have Ma'am Tintin and Ma'am Osero. So, hindi man pwede nga doon ka sa gusto mo na schedule na mag-upo si Sir Garces and si Sir Pangilinan na ang panel mo ay si Ma'am Rose at si Ma'am Tintin. Okay? So, anong disadvantage kapag mag-change tayo ng panel sa final defense? Possible, baka hindi pa gusto. Kung ibang panel ha, for example, iba yung panel na uupo sa inyo during the final defense, possible pa na ma-change yung title ninyo. O, pili ka mo. Kasi nag-change panel ka, gusto mo ma-change title ka din. O, diba? So before we will start our orientation, any questions pa, clarification on the schedule of our final defense? Dito, last na naman na follow-up question, may nagtanong. Sir, yung akin sir na stat basic, ano lang sir, weighted mean, do I need to consult a statistician? As I said, pwedeng hindi ka magpa-consult kung masyadong madali ang pastat ninyo, pero nakapackage na siya sa babayaran nyo na 2,500. Walang refund. I mean, hindi pwedeng nga 2,000 ang ibayad mo. No. Nandun talaga sa statistician. So, magiging useless kapag hindi kayo nagpa-consult, nagpa-check, nagbayad na kayo ng 500 na hindi nyo nagpa-check sa isang statistician. Okay? So, yes, any questions pa? Mystic Pan, nanalo ka Mystic Pan sa iyong sa iyong
Sir,
daog ka? Wala.
second lang daw, sir.
Second lang. Okay, congratulations. So, may mga questions pa bago tayo mag-proceed sa orientation? Para wala kang sagaban mamaya, magtanong
Hindi
ka
ko
na.
kayo marinig.
Ha? Hindi mo ako marinig, Mystic Pan. Hindi ako naririnig. Naririnig ako. Paki-thumbs up kung naririnig ako. Wala pa ba yung iba nag-open sa camera? Okay, paki-thumbs up kung naririnig ako. Miss Pan, Marian. Okay, very good, Miss Pepa. Si Pepa lang nag-stand thumbs up. Okay, sige. Let's discuss our presentation, our formatting. I know na-discuss ko na ito first day of the class. Pero may mga estudyante talaga na kahit iningit na, no, nakakalimutan pa rin. Okay? So, let's start. Bala na dira ang mga late mag-abot. Okay, so here is our technical requirement for Ramon Magsaysay MR, especially for those students taking up or preparing for their final defense. Okay, I hope your cell phone is ready for the screenshots para hindi tayo sa paulit-ulit. Okay, so here is the flow and the correct arrangement of your paper. So it was based on the manual of Ramon Magsaysay Memorial Colleges MI. So a research writer shall conform to the following technical requirements as follows. Again, font size natin 12. Font style is Arial, pero we will not limit only on Arial, pwede times New Roman. The bond paper size is 8.5 by 11, substance 20 ang brand ng paper para clear at saka maputi. Okay, so 8.5 by 11, meaning that is short band paper talaga, hindi A4. The spacing, double space between all lines of the manuscript. Okay, double space tayo ha. Double space after every line in the title. Halimbawa kung title ninyo, it should be double space. The headings, references, figure, captions, and all parts of the tables is double space. Meaning, for example, in the reference, mag-next author ka sa reference, naka-double space din siya. Okay, next. After commas and semicolons, one space lang. Meaning, when we say one space, ng isang yung space bar god, yan ang ginamin dyan. After colons, kung column naman ang ginawa ninyo, it should be two spaces. After punctuation marks at the end of the sentence, two space tayo. Dalawang space bar. After periods that separate parts of the reference citation, two spaces. After periods of the initials in personal names, one space. After internal periods in abbreviations, no space. kung abbreviation tayo. Hyphen, no space, before and after. Dash ang gagamit ko. Pag dash, may dash naman. Type as two hyphens with no space before and after. Kung minus naman, type as hyphen with no space on both sides. So, masyado siyang very complicated. Babalikan nyo lang yan, babasahin nyo ulit-ulit at i-understand nyo as a researcher. That is your part. Kung tama ba ang pagka-space ninyo, halimbawa kung ito, nag-parentheses ka, ganun, may abbreviation ka, ilang space ang dapat. So, kayo nandyan ang mag-intindi as part of your work or task. For the table of contents, ito, should only reflect title of the required thesis parts, the tables and figures and equivalent page number. So, nagbigay naman siguro ako ng sample or later on, magsisend ako ng isang sample ng preliminaries. Kopyahin niyo yon yung sample sa ating table of contents. So, meron tayong table of contents for the title of the required thesis parts. Ibahin nyo rin ang page ng mga tables. Ilagay nyo lahat ng page number ng inyong tables. If you have 4 tables, 5 tables. And also, ibahin nyo rin ang table of contents for figures. Saan doon may figures? Siyempre, sa concept map mo, nag-figure ka, di ba? Saan pa? Kung may ano kang mga charts, nag-figure ka din, so pwede yan. Next, the cover page contents. See or inquire the College of Teacher Education Office. So, usually, our cover page, nasa upper right portion tayo, hindi sa baba. Ha? Pero mga students sa baba sila, sa center, doon tayo mag-cover page sa upper right portion. Please take note, may nag-defense na wala mga page number, hindi na pwede sa final defense. Dapat lahat may page number para pag question sa iyo, okay, please turn your research paper on page 52. O, madali na lang. Okay, it will help. Next, ano pa? The graph title and textual presentation, complete textual interpretation of the graphs, comes after graphs, etc. Titles comes before the figures, the graphs, charts, maps, drawings, photograph, etc. Not justified nor indented to the right. So the table numbers, etc. come before the title of each. So again, balikan natin ha. Kapag graph siya or figure, the complete textual interpretation of the graphs comes after graphs or chart. Meaning, halimbawa nakita natin nag-figure ka, conceptual framework. So ilalagay mo yung word na figure 1 sa baba ng inyong figure. Pero kung table siya, the table number comes before the title of it. So, kaya kung mag-present ka ng table sa chapter 4, dapat table 1. Result of the survey. Ganun ang title niya. Halimbawa lang, ganun ha. Okay, for our margin, top, bottom, and right of the paper, that is 1 inch. And for the left side, that is 1.5 inch. Anong purpose? Bakit 1.5? It's because para sa purpose sa binding. Kaya siya 1.5. As I said, for example, this is the paper 1, top, 1 ang margin sa bottom. Sa right side mo kung nakaharap sa yung paper, 1. Pero dito sa left side mo na kung saan i-clip yan siya, mag-bind, that is 1.5. Okay, klaro-klaro tayo sa margin sa indentation. 1 tab to the right for all the first line or sentence of the paragraph. Ito din yung problema ng mga researcher, hindi kayo nag-indent. Tandaan nyo, indentation tayo of the first sentence of the paragraph. Halimbawa, naglagay ka, chapter 5, presentation na this chapter, mag-indent ka kasi first siya na line in the sentence. Or even in your RRL, kailangan naka-indent talaga. Palaging may indentation when you are talking with paragraph. Okay? Next, what else? Appendices. Start each on a separate page. Halimbawa, ilan bang appendices natin? Mamaya, discuss natin ilan lahat ang appendices natin. So, start tayo in each page. Example, Appendix A, letter of permission to conduct the study. Isang page yun. Appendix D, result of your statistics. Isang page din yon. Appendix C, letter, isang page din yon. Okay, so yun siya. Next, for the tables, start each on a separate page. Paano yan? Taga-table talaga, kailangan naka-start. Kasi kung magsa-start tayo in the middle, possible yun siya, makakat ang inyong table. So it is obvious or it was suggested that start each on a separate page. Please, sir, paano yan siya, sir? Kanang sa chapter 4 ko, sir, title lang sa table. Dito ko dako pa ang space, mag-next page ako, sir. So you can start your explanation doon na part. Kung may space pa doon, mag-start ka na explanation para pag next page natin ng paper mo, may malaki talaga na portion na for table. Kasi I am discouraging you to cut the table. Hanapan nyo talaga ng paraan na we will not going to cut the table kasi it is not a friendly for the readers na ano yung table naman, putol-putol. Diba? Yung parang ganun. Napakahirap. So maybe we can adjust for the font size sa table. Pero huwag masyadong maliit. Yung tama-tama lang din. Kung masyadong malaki ang table, as I suggest, you can do the landscape for table para isang page talaga siya. Pwede mang ganun na style. Okay? So next, what else? Figure captions start on a new page. Kapag it was suggested by Ma'am Dayan na yung conceptual framework natin, kung pwede, occupy nyo into half page. Then the figures, place each on a separate page. Yung mga figures natin, place each on a separate page. For example, you have your pie chart, you have your map, isang page talaga siya on a separate page. Number expressed in words. Let's take note, meron ito, especially yung naglalagay ng mga respondents nila. For the numbers expressed in words, use words to express any number that begins a sentence, title, or text heading. So use words again to express any numbers that begins a sentence. Whenever possible, reword the sentence to avoid beginning with a sentence. So common fractions, for example, 1/5 of the class. 1/5 of the class. University accepted usage, 5 pillars of Islam. So, dapat yung mga words talaga natin, naka-express siya in words. For example, the researcher used 50. So, you spell the word 50, tapos i-parenthesis mo yung number, respondents in this study because of blah, 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 etc. Okay, nagkaintindihan ba? Yan ang be more professionals in arranging and making our paper. Hello, Doc. Pajansan ka na. Okay, next. Symbol for percentage. So, use the symbol for percent only when it is preceded by a numeral. Especially dito yung mga nagkuha ng mga profile of the respondents. Merong halimbawa sa gender, male, female, naglalagay sila ng percentage. Pero ang problema, they only use the numeral 50. Ano ni 50 ga percent na, sir? Dinagyan mo ng symbol na percent kung percentage siya. Use the word percentage when the number is not given. So, gagamitin na natin yung word na percentage kung wala kang number. In table headings and figure legend, use the symbol percent to conserve space. Halimbawa, kung ganyan ang ginawa mo sa table mo, pwede nang ganyan. Percentage lang na symbol. Kung ilalagay mo doon sa graph, sa table mo, for example, ang table mo, column 1 is indicators, the next column is the weighted mean, and the next column is percentage, pwede na yung symbol na lang para to conserve more space. Okay, next. Numbers. Use figures to express all numbers 10 and above. Ito ang tama ha. Pwede tayo magamit ng numbers kapag 10 and above. Words for numbers below 50. So, pwede pala yun, kanina yung example ko kanina. For example, this research used 50. Kasi 10 and above siya, so figure na lang. 50 students, 30 students. So, magagamit tayo ng symbol kapag 10 and above. Pero kung 10 and below, we will use the words. Okay? Pero wala mang problema kung gagamitin mo yung words, tapos i-close and parentheses mo yung figure. Okay? The page number, as I said, upper right-hand corner, page numbers are not visible in every first page of every chapter. For example, chapter 1, walang page number. Marunong na kayo mag-delete ng page number? For example, chapter 2. Marunong kayo hindi? Explore niyo yan on how to delete numbers, page number. Insert box, tapos tanggalin nyo ang colors. Okay? So, nakakasunod pa ba, Melvin Velasco? O masyado ng boring? Please say yes. Kung naririnig pa ako. Jerson Nabingsa, Best TikTok. Can you still hear me? Patulong sumasagot.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
very good. Sige, let's continue. Now, the use of outlines shall not be allowed in any parts of the thesis, especially in presenting or reviewed literature. So do not use outlines. Ha? Hindi siya pwede sa thesis. So when we say outlines, the use of outlines, presenting review of literature, yung mga halimbawa, naglagay ka sa paragraph in your own words, especially in chapter 2, hindi yun pwede. Kasi supposedly, chapter 2 is the presentation of your related literature and studies. So, obviously, dapat may mga author lahat. So, i-check nyo talaga in every paragraph niyo kung may mga author. Kasi hindi pwede na walang author kasi kiniklaim mo naman na sa inyo yon. Okay? Next. Dito sa final defense, kailangan may abstract na tayo. So, how to do the abstract? Should be written in one page only and should be between 150 to 250 words. The abbreviation and acronyms used in the paper should be defined in the abstract. So please take note that ito yung minsan pinag-aawayan namin. Kasi merong iba na, sir, masyadong mahaba man. So, okay, I have 5 SOP. So, marami akong findings, marami akong conclusion, marami akong recommendation. Hindi talaga makaya, sir, for one page. Okay, so we will be allowing 1.5 page. Pero I am encouraging you to do the abstract 1 page only. I think 150 words to 250 words is enough na for abstract. Kasi kung nag 2 pages ka, ay aba, doon nag-introduction ka na naman ulit. So the keywords should be written after the abstract. References, start on a new page. Center, okay, dito muna tayo sa abstract ha. Keywords shall be written in the abstract. Halimbawa, nag-abstract ka, naglagay ka ng abstract mo ngayon, 1 page. Bilangin mo talaga kung nakaabot siya 250 or 150 to 200 words. I-limit mo lang. Ngayon, sir, ano bang content ng abstract? Usually, nilalagay natin sa abstract is your research design, respondents, research local. Pwede bang gawan mo na ng isang findings, kahit wala ng conclusion at isang recommendation para magkasya lang talaga siya in first page or in 1 page. Kasi yung abstract, parang it would be the overall content of your paper. Sa pinakababa ni abstract, lagyan mo doon ng mga keywords, yung mga important words in your study. For example, perception of mathematics features, teaching comma, teaching strategies, comma, yung mga important lang na mga keywords in your research study. Okay? Naintindihan na ha? So, kailangan may abstract tayo in the final defense. Don't forget that. Okay. For the reference, center the title reference and alphabetize the entries. So sa reference, yung word na reference dapat nasa center, tapos alphabetize the entries. Lahat ng mga authors mo, from A to Z, kailangan naka-arrange, naka-alphabetize. Do not underline or italize the title. May nakita ko, for example, in social work, gina-underline pa nila ang mga title kasi yun man daw na-copy-paste nila na mga titles or reference nila from the internet. So, do not underline or ibobold pa ninyo, i-italize pa ang mga title ng book. Wag na. Okay? Make it normal. So, double space, all entries, please take note. Every source mentioned in the paper should have an entry. Ito dito natatagalan yung mga estudyante eh. Kasi halimbawa, nag-cite ka doon sa RRL mo sa chapter 2, halimbawa, lagay natin Silino 2010. Hanapin ko tayo sa references kung may Silino 2010. Okay? Hindi pwede nga damo kag insight na authors sa chapter 2. Pagtingin ko sa reference, bakit 15 lang yung authors? Bakit 10 lang? So nakalimutan mo, umpisa doon sa introduction ng mga authors, ilagay sa references. Kasi sometimes yan na lang ang problema ng mga researcher. Kasi references are very important, no? So i-cite nyo talaga sila para hindi kayo makasuhan ng plagiarism. Okay, now, how we will going to rate you in the final defense. Ito na ang rating. I hope na screenshot nyo ito. Written work that is 30%. The problem is well stated. The sub-problems are logically arranged. The literature is relevant to the study. Methodology is well explained. Statistical treatment is appropriate. Conclusion recommendations are congruent with the findings. Candidates' ability to yun siya, conclusions, recommendations are congruent with the findings. So that is 30%. Meaning, ang content ng paper, konti lang mali-mali, perfect ka, 30 points kaagad. Doon mo mali ang spelling, technicalities, wala nagsunod sa spacing, minus. So the candidate's ability to defend research, that is 50%. Okay? Hindi na kasi siya tatawaging final defense kung maghilak-hilak ka doon sa harapan ng mga panel, tapos magamba ko, sir, pulaw, abi ko, sir. Wala ka nag-defend, no? So that is 50%. Talaga malalaman natin na ikaw talaga gumawa ng research mo if you have the capacity to defend. Pero as I said, kung nag-question pa ang panel, wag mo na nga mag-diretso. Actually, no, you wait for your turn na ikaw na ang mag-explain. Okay? So why 50%? Mastery of the content of the research, kailan master ninyo, the knowledge of the problem area and allied fields, clarity and comprehensiveness in the preparation of work, the ability to keep discussion in the main issues, ability to communicate ideas orally, comprehend or respond to questions well, and ability to demonstrate a professional attitude found in the suggestions and revisions, that is 50%. The last one, the last 20% is your miscellaneous, meaning adherence to technical requirement, the novelty and contribution to the field knowledge. So the work leaves an impressions of well-researched study, meaning kompleto, from chapter 1 to 5, lahat ng mga attachment, kompleto. The grammar, mechanics, format are generally acceptable. Oo, naka-past tense na lahat ng mga verbs natin kasi nakonduct na. The new knowledge is gained for the finding of the study. Breadth and depth discussion is noticeable. Maganda talagang pag-explain sa chapter 4. And the originality is evident. So careful tayo ha, kasi meron dito, as I said, last year, based on our experience, merong isang estudyante, nagpa-stat siya, tapos dahil binigyan niya yung result niya ng kanyang study, binigay niya sa statistician niya, gabi na, tapos bukas ang defense niya. So yung statistician niya, hindi na-edit. Kinopya niya man, hindi yan na-check nga, wala yan na-edit ang title ng table 1, table 2, basta ang kanya yung result ng na-edit niya. So be careful din tayo sa mga ganyan. Check nyo talaga kung ang SOP1 mo may table 1, ang SOP2 mo may table 2. Kailangan vertically aligned talaga lahat. Tuhog na tuhog ang SOP sa findings, sa conclusions. Okay? So next. Ano pa? Ito na yung complete paper ninyo. First, kailangan may title page or the title of the research, your author, the name of the author, and the date. So, wag niyo muna lagyan ng date siguro. Pero alam niyo naman ang final defense niyo, ilagay niyo lang doon, May 8, 2021. Pagkatapos ng title page, approval sheet, kailangan tama ang spelling ng mga panel ninyo, ha? Mark Hill P. Labrador, comma, MST, ganon. Ma'am Dayan, Conces Dayan, P. Pahartin. Kasi mag-emote man yan ang mga panel nyo, mali-mali ang inyong middle initial. So, dapat kompleto, pati ang kanyang designation o kanyang masteral, tama doon lahat. Next, after abstract is your table of contents. Next, yung list of tables and figures. And then next is acknowledgement. Pag gustuhan natin sa acknowledgement, you can cite, for example, in the Bible, isang verse, pasalamatan niyo lahat sa acknowledgement ninyo. Sinong gusto yung pasalamatan yung panel ninyo, advisor ninyo, parents ninyo, lahat ng mga taong nag-contribute sa inyong research paper, doon nyo ay acknowledge. Hello, andyan pa ba kayo? Hello, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Naputol po din ang internet sa school. Sorry kaayo. Ayan na, nagbalik na. Konti na lang. Last na lang tayo bago tayo mag-proceed sa question and answer portion. Ha? Isahin na lang natin ninyo yung mga tanong ninyo. I-reserve nyo lang yung questions ninyo. Tapusin ko na talaga. Si chapter 4, as I said, ano siya? Presentation. Na-discuss ko na yun sa inyo last Saturday. Yung previous Saturday pa. Ano yung chapter 4? Ano ganun yun? Presentation, interpretation, and analysis of data. Yun ang title niya. And for chapter 5, ito dapat si findings, conclusions, and recommendations. Summary, kulang pa pala ito ng word. Summary, findings, conclusions, and recommendations. Yun ang chapter 5. Sir, paano yung pag-number mo, sir? Hindi ba Roman numeral? Dito kasi sa Ramon Jensen, ito ang pagkalagay nila, chapter 4, chapter 5, hindi naka-Roman numeral. So, ipa-follow na lang natin si Ramon, ha? Okay, after chapter 5 is your references, and then your appendices, kung meron kayong appendices, and then after appendices is your curriculum vitae. What is a curriculum vitae? Is with researcher's picture in the upper right page in formal attire and white background. So actually pwede siya pwede siya 2 by 2 or yung pang-practice picture ninyo na uniform. Pero make sure that is formal attire and white background. Okay? So any questions? Bago tayo, meron pa pala isa. The last one is anong content ni appendices? Ayan. Kasi meron nagtatanong, okay, ayan. So, ayan si title page siya. First, ito parang additional na lang ito. Si title page, I know nakagawa ng iba dito ng mga title page. Contents of the following information, title of your research or thesis. Next is the full name of the researcher. Ang full name talaga ninyo. Next is the degree for which the thesis is presented. Meron na tayong mga format niyan. The department to which it is presented. The month and year in which the degree is to be granted. Sabi ko, ilagay nyo na lang kung anong month kayo ng final defense. Yun na lang ang inyong ilagay sa first or sa title page. Si approval sheet, the approval sheet will be the certification of approval of the department to which the thesis is presented and contains. Kahit sabihin natin hindi pa yung permahan ng mga panel during the final defense, but still you have your format for approval sheet para alam natin na marunong kayong gumawa ng approval sheet. So anong nilagay sa approval sheet? Complete title of your thesis, the full name of your teacher, full name of the researcher pala, sorry, the full name of the researcher, the degree to which the thesis is applied for, statement of acceptance, advisor's full name and signature, the names of oral examination committee and signature, the dean's full name and signature, and complete date for oral defense. Actually, nag-send na rin ako ng sample for examples for approval sheet. Okay. Next is acknowledgement. Ayan. Ano yung sabi ko na kanina? Researchers' written recognition and appreciation of the assistance and guidance provided by the people who help him in bringing the thesis into completed form. Pasalamatan niyo parents niyo, tatay niyo, sino lahat nakakontribute ng inyong research study. And then, ideally express in simple, sincere, and tactful language, limited to 1 page, and in certain cases, no more than 2 pages. Kung pwede ko mag-acknowledge kayo, ilimit nyo na lang into 1 page. Huwag nyo masyadong pasalamatan. May bear the initials of the researchers in capital letters at the bottom. So pwede halimbawa initial na nalagay nyo, ay lagay nyo dalawa, Markil P. Labrador, lagay ko doon MJPL. Yun lang. Initial of the researchers. Merong iba, dito kasi sa Ramon, as I said, aside from acknowledgement, maglalagay din tayo ng dedication. Anong pinakaiba ng dedication sa acknowledgement? Dedication is the part of the preliminary pages where the authors or researcher express not only the signs of gratitude but also affection of love to people whom the researcher wishes to offer his or research work. Para kanino ang research mo? Para kanino mo i-dedicate. So that's the purpose of dedication. For abstract, brief and concise description of the problem investigated, the methodology used and significant findings, conclusions, and recommendations. Yun lang. Yun lang abstract. Simple, brief, and concise descriptions of the problems investigated, your methodology used, ano pa? The significant findings, conclusions, and recommendations. Next, sa table of contents is the list of chapter headings into which the thesis is divided and may include the following. Ayan na, preliminaries. The chapter number. Ang chapter number natin written in Arabic. No? Arabic ang chapter number natin. The chapter titles and the page citations. Halimbawa dito, chapter title, chapter 1. Doon, kailangan meron talaga page citation. Anong page yung makikita? The subheadings of main headings and page citation. Example, chapter 1. Lagay mo doon, introduction, page 2. Statement of the problem, page 3. Significance of the study, page 4. Bibliography and the page citation, even the appendix and page citation meron din. Next is list of figures and illustrations. It's made up of the captions of the tables included by the researchers in the report to provide substantial evidence in the presentation and include of the following. Anong ilalagay sa table? And our list of figures and illustration, the number of the table. Halimbawa, kung may, as I said, may table 1 ka. Table 1, anong title niya? Page 2. Table 2, page 3, table 1. So, exact caption of the table, andun din ang title. But table 1, perceptions of teachers. Table 2, may mga caption na pa. Then the page in the thesis where the table is given. List of appendices. Ito na, ito yung pinaka-complicated. Kasi grabe, ang ano talaga dito, ano bang tama pagkasunod-sunod? So, materials used as appendices should be alphabetically grouped, are provided with titles, and gives the following information. First is your letter of appendix. Next is the exact caption of title. Next is the page in the thesis where the appendix is given. So actually, sa table of contents, makikita rin yung mga appendices natin. Okay? So last PowerPoint is, ano yung content ng ating final defense? Ito na. Title, SOP, and proceed ka agad tayo sa table. Anong table, sir? Table of your chapter 4. Hindi ko gusto makakita doon ng mga explanation pa sa table. Gusto ko talaga kayo ang mag-explain ng table ninyo. Pero actually, may mga explanation na sa table, di ba? Sa baba, sa chapter 4 nyo. Pwede niyo siya i-memorize. It's up to you kung i-memorize mo. Or pwede din, ikaw mismo mag-explain. As shown in the table, it was concluded that indicator number 4 got the highest mean of blah, 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 which means that the students preferred the kadali lang man na. Gusto ko table lang i-present. Hindi nyo kami lagyan ng PowerPoint na buong chapter 4, gibasa mo ng Japon. Okay? So, yun lang. Pero depende rin kasi yun sa panel. Merong mga panel talaga na ayaw nila ng table na. Kasi nagmamadali, especially kung marami nakapila mag-defense. Proceed ka agad sa chapter 5. Meaning sa summary, findings, conclusions, and recommendation. Yun lang ang iba. Pero kung nag-panel ako, I love na merong table. Kasi gusto ko muna makita kasi mali-mali ang pag-solve nyo, bigyan ko pa ng marker yung nag-defense. Paano mo nakuha ang weighted main? I-solve mo ulit. Paano mo nakuha ang... Joke lang. Walang gano'n. Wala lang magpa-solve. Kasi maghilak ba lang, sir? Nagpa-stop lang ba lang ako, sir? Wala po nag-ano. Okay? So now let's proceed with the question and answer. I hope meron pang isang Saturday, May 1, and that is holiday. I know and I'm praying talagang papers. So kung mag-prepare kayo sa advisor nyo, dala-dala nyo na talaga ang chapter 1 to 5, buong papel na talaga. Hindi ka magpa-check na kamo, sir, chapter 4 na ano dala ko. Hindi paano mabasa ang SOP mo, kay chapter 4 lang dala mo. Dapat dala na lahat. Okay? Para balik-balikan natin. Questions? Go na. Arangkada na sa mga katanungan. Clarification.
Sir, may question ka, sir.
Yes, Jerson.
Mag-defense, sir, kailangan pa ba halimbawa tong dalon pa tong mga questionnaire nga ginansiran sang respondents for evidence, sir?
No. Hindi na kailangan ang mga questionnaires na dalhin. Kasi we are satisfied with your weighted mean na. Alam na namin yan. Huwag na kayo mag-defeat
Okay,
isang
sir.
cartoon ng mga questionnaires. Okay na. Basta pakita mo lang kami ng weighted mean. Okay na. Marunong din kami mag-interpret at magbasa ng results. Okay? Yes? Sino pa?
Sige, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Ano pa? Questions? Sino pa? Wala na? Lahat ba naka-conduct na? I know, meron pang iba nagpa-validate, no? Oo, may arap pa din nagpa-validate. Hari na lang. Sige lang. At least, kaya yan, no? Ari kasi diri si Sir Gary nagabay pag-validate pa diri Walaan niya kung sino pang nagpa-validate. Joke lang. Ay kay Ma'am Tintin, siyang mauna sa defense May 8. May nagpa-validate pa man sa iya. Ay nalangamba ko. I don't know kung makaya pa ng iba ready na may 4 and 5 na. Yung iba nagpa-validate pala paspasin yung gid. Ang masiling ko lang. Okay, may tanong pa? Questions? Ang lahat daw ng under kay Ma'am Tintin, mag-final check daw siya on May 1. Wala na daw sa may magpabalidate o magpa-stat. Dalaan nyo na daw ang paper on May 1. Okay? May mga katanungan kayo. Nandito si Ma'am Tin, nandito si Ma'am Rose, Sir Gary. Excited na, busy na ang lahat. Okay na? Ay, may nagpa-validate sa imo, Ma'am Rose, nga sa akon. Oo, nagyaw-yaw daw si Ma'am Rose diri, wala ganda. Ano to, Ma'am Rose?
Si Juan lang nagpamirinda sa akon, si itong gagawagan ng mga estudyante.
To mga